In the small, peaceful town of Atchison, Kansas, there stands a house that looks perfectly ordinary. White siding, a front porch with peeling paint, the kind of house that could belong to anyone's grandmother. But behind those walls, the stories are anything but ordinary. That home is known as the Sallie House, one of the most haunted places in America. Its story begins over a century ago, in the early 1900s. A local physician lived there, using the ground floor as his office and the upper rooms for his family. For years, patients came and went, most leaving with nothing more than a prescription or a bandage, until one tragic day changed everything. A young mother rushed in, carrying her 6-year-old daughter, Sallie. The little girl was trembling with pain, clutching her stomach. The doctor suspected appendicitis, a race against time. He decided to operate immediately, but in his haste, he made a fatal mistake. The anesthesia hadn't taken full effect. And before Sallie could fall asleep, the scalpel cut through. Her screams filled the room, sharp, terrified, and endless. Then, as quickly as they began, they stopped. Sallie's small heart gave out, and she was gone. The doctor was shattered, the town whispered, and soon strange things began to happen inside that house. Lights flickered, cabinets opened on their own. Neighbors claimed they heard crying at night, soft at first, then desperate. The legend said Sallie never left. Decades passed. The doctor died, families came and went, and the house changed hands many times. But the strange occurrences continued. Children claimed to see another little girl standing in the corner, one who vanished when they blinked. Pets refused to go upstairs. And sometimes faint giggling echoed down the hallway long after midnight. Then, in the early 1990s, Tony and Deborah Pickman moved in. They were young, full of hope, and expecting their first child. The house felt perfect, cozy, welcoming, quiet. But peace didn't last long. At first, it was small things. The baby monitor crackled with static, then whispers. Their dog would growl and bark at empty corners. Lights switched on by themselves, and cold air lingered where no windows were open. Then the nursery began to change. Toys moved overnight, pictures flipped upside down. Deborah sometimes felt watched, even when alone. One morning, she found the walls near the crib covered with tiny fingerprints, smeared in soot. Tony's experience was worse. He claimed he was being attacked. Scratches appeared on his arms and chest, often in sets of 3. Once, he woke up to see a shadow at the foot of his bed. He screamed, and it vanished. The Pickmans contacted paranormal investigators hoping to find answers. What they found instead was terror. Thermal cameras detected cold spots in the shape of a small figure. EVP recorders caught a young voice whispering Tony's name. And in one photograph, a little girl's face appeared floating behind Deborah, though no one else was in the room. Experts concluded the entity wasn't the innocent spirit of Sallie. Something darker had taken her name, an inhuman presence feeding on fear, and it had chosen Tony as its target. Soon, Tony began having violent dreams of fire, of knives, of a child screaming his name. Once, While standing in the kitchen, he felt a sudden burn on his stomach. When he lifted his shirt, fresh scratches spelled the word leave. That night, the couple packed their bags and never came back. But even after they left, the house didn't stay silent. During one tour, a woman felt a tug on her hair. She turned, but no one was there. Her camera later showed a small hand reaching from behind her shoulder. Paranormal teams from all over the country have studied the house, including sightings and ghost adventures. Each walked away with the same conclusion. Whatever haunts the Sallie House is intelligent, and it wants attention. EVP recordings captured phrases like, "Don't go, play with me," and "it hurts." Temperature drops as much as 20 degrees in seconds. Some visitors claim to smell burnt flesh, a chilling reminder of Sally's final moments on the table. Even skeptics can't explain it. Electrical tests show no wiring faults, and in one famous incident, an investigator's camera shut off exactly when a small voice whispered, "I'm still here." Despite everything, the Sallie House remains open for tours and overnight stays. Locals call it a rite of passage. Some people last the night. Others leave before midnight, shaken and pale. One guest described waking up at 3 a.m. to the sound of footsteps on the stairs. Slow, careful, coming closer. When he finally built up the courage to open his eyes, he saw a small figure standing at the foot of his bed, a little girl with dark eyes and a faint smile. Then she was gone. The city of Atchison now embraces its haunted reputation. Each Halloween, brave souls visit the house to test their courage. But behind the tourism and thrill, the real question remains: who or what still lingers there? Is it the spirit of a frightened child, forever trapped in pain? Or something far older, wearing her face like a mask? Whatever the truth, the Sallie House remains a mystery that refuses to die. The walls still whisper. The air still hums with cold energy. And those who enter say the same thing. Once you step inside, you never forget it. As the sun sets over Atchison, the little white house sits quiet again. The porch creaks in the wind. The curtains sway as if someone's watching from within. Maybe Sally is waiting for the next visitor, or maybe the house itself is alive, listening.